Hey everybody, welcome back to Stories from the Internet. I'm your host, of course, Monty, and this is a video about Chantel's community post. Now, she has been in her feelings, in her sulking, in her hatred, in her vileness for quite some time now because Nader Elshamy does not want to be around her. She went last week, did a very expensive hotel bees-in trip to try and entice him any which way to be with him, and it didn't work. Now she is very angry at everybody except herself. Now this post, 3 hours ago at the time of this recording, she said this: "Are we equal? Gave me Molly, meth, coke." I think she meant GHB instead of GBH to try and make me hornier. Threatened to beat my best friend. Well, here, Foodie Beauty, it's a red flag if somebody's giving you substances. It's not even like it's weed or something. It's like hard substances, hardcore substances, yet you still went along with it. And okay, fine, you might go along with it, but the next day you cut that person off because that's not your crowd, that's not your style. But Foodie Beauty, you kept on with it for not only months but over a year. He threatened to beat your best friend, but yet you kept on going over to the trap house, kept on going to Lishian to see him, and in fact, just last week decided to stay up in a very expensive luxury hotel to try and entice him to go over. He slapped you across the face. You have said he did, then he didn't, then he did, then he didn't. Who am I to believe? Grabbed your face, punched my arms, flicked lit smoke at me. I do remember you saying this, but then again, you have gone back and forth with the guy, which for some people, yeah, they do go back multiple times before they can break the cycle. But Chantel, you've recanted on these things so many times, so who are we supposed to believe? Overcharge me for drugs by hundreds. Well, Foodie, if you want to do drugs, well, I mean, learn your drug prices. Seriously, it's just a Google search. Lost thousands in gambling off my money. Foodie Beauty, you're very, very excited about telling us about the opportunities of gambling online, as if gambling is not a losing proposition. Foodie Beauty, all you had to do once again was do a Google search about gambling, and there would be stories multiple on YouTube about gambling and about the loss that people get while gambling. Not only their money, but their job, their house, their marriage, their loved ones. She further says, lied every day, cheated, gave me 3 STDs. Well, Foodie, weren't you sleeping with Tony, Kevin, aka Motor Guy, and all these other guys? Were you going to give them these STDs you supposedly allegedly got? He hid your keys beside the fridge. Foodie, isn't the fridge one of your favorite places? If he hid it beside the fridge, wouldn't you be able to find it, since the fridge should be, I don't know, something you frequent often? Okay, I kid. She goes on to say, took my phone and looked through it. I don't know what to say about that. Some people do that. Some people are okay with it. Some people are not okay with it. Threw my phone across the room and screamed in my face and grabbed my face because I wanted to go home to see Pete's. I remember distinctly during Christmas time, I believe it was the 23rd, when Pete's, it was around Christmas time, when Pete's really needed you, you were not there. When Timbit died and people were like, you have to check on Pete, you have to be there for Pete because Timbit has passed away and he's going to be sad, and he's been saying certain things that suggested that he was going to unalive himself. What did you do, Foodie Beauty? You raged, you ranted, you started to curse people, you started to block them. So please don't tell me about Pete's. Screamed at me for wanting therapy. Foodie Beauty, you don't even want therapy. You said this like 2-3 weeks ago, that therapy is not for you. It doesn't work, blah, 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 blah. And then months before that, you were telling us that therapy, well, you want to get it free. Like I've said many times, you spend money on things that don't matter, such as drugs, such as gambling, expensive hotel trips. For what reason? Why are you losing thousands, tens of thousands of dollars on this stuff? But yet the things that do matter, like therapy, you try and get into queue that I am pretty sure you've been in queue multiple times before, and then you quit or you just don't even show up, but you're back in queue to get this free therapy. He swatted at my cat. Well, you've gone back and forth with this, like he didn't, then he did, then he didn't. All really matters with anything you've said that is negative towards him is when you're upset at him, is when it all comes out, and that just tells you how credible you are. Gave 2 grams off the Coca-Cola to ex that I paid for. Oh yeah, I remember this story, that you paid for the Coca-Cola and he gave some more, the rest to his ex-girlfriend that lives in the area. I do remember that story. Had an accounted for pregnancy test in your bathroom. Rat guy's girlfriend is 85. Yeah, about the pregnancy test. Who knows who it was for? I can't even speak to that. And Rat Guy's girlfriend is 85 because Rat Guy is allegedly supposedly dating the mother of Nader's ex, and they all live at the trap house. Okay, I paid for everything. Yeah, at first you said you didn't pay for everything because you wanted him to look good, but it seems you were paying for everything. And much more pressured me into sexual acts I hated. Well, here's the thing, Foodie Beauty. You were saying at some points you hated it. Then at other points, yeah, you didn't mind it. Then at other points, you didn't hate it. Like, please, if you feel he pressured you into sexual acts, then why did you go back and recant on these 5 charges he had? The SA, the DV, the confinement. You should have stood your ground, so to speak. And, you know, make justice be served. Then she finally says, and me, oh well, I sent you pissed off messages, boo-hoo. You've done a lot more than that, Foodie Beauty. You've been verbally abusive. I don't know if you've been physically abusive. You've ranted on and off. You've dragged his name. You've sullied his name. You've dirtied his name online. You've said so many things about this man. You've sent him hundreds of messages, hundreds of calls. You keep making up stories about him, and he is now sick of you. Let's take a look at some of these comments. Shadi here says, don't care. You've proven through your constant efforts to get back with him that all this stuff is okay. If he called you this moment, you'd erase all the anti-Nader stuff and be at DD's doorstep. Exactly. Lucille Bluth says, the problem though, ... is that you're totally fine with all these things until he doesn't do what you want. That's the problem. Exactly, Lucille. As soon as she doesn't like what he's doing, as soon as he doesn't want to do what she wants to do, that is when there is a problem. Other than that, there's no problem at all. Pink is the blonde of color says, the worst part is that you paid for him to do all of this to you. Did you get your money's worth? Exactly. How much tens of thousands of dollars has Foodie Beauty lost because of this whole entire situation? Think about that. Ingrid Schmidt says, you'll be going on and on about him all day and night again while binging nonstop until you pass out from the drugs. Exactly. Elle says, about half of these accusations are ones you've walked back, excused, and rewritten. Also, bro, this man doesn't care. This is not news, and you were well aware he never liked you. Exactly. She was. She really was. It was all a transactional relationship. So why does it matter, Foodie Beauty? Wendy Miller says, I literally do not care about any of these things except him trying to hurt your cat. Exactly. Justice for BBJ. That should have been the end, period. Do not pass go. The fact that you still kept him around after that shows what a truly horrible person you are at your core. Love that for you. Exactly. Once the whole cat situation came up, it should have been, nope, done, gone, out of here, goodbye. But Foodie Beauty, of course, is staying in it. I am sure by next week, or maybe the week after, you know, when payday comes around, these stories are going to change. She's going to delete this. She's going to say it doesn't happen. And of course, the cycle begins anew. And if it does, I'll be here for it. So leave me a like, leave me a comment, subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll see you another time. Take care.